Why does your first $10,000 feel harder than the next 10,000? It is not because 10,000 is a magical number. It is because the first 10,000 asks you to build something you have never had before, financial distance between you and the next emergency. Meet Evan. He is 32, earns a normal paycheck, and does not feel irresponsible. Rent gets paid. Groceries get bought. There is usually enough to make it to the next payday. But every time his account begins to grow, life seems to reach in and take it back. 1 month it is a car repair. The next month it is a medical bill. Then a birthday, a broken phone, or a week when groceries cost more than expected. None of these expenses is shocking by itself. Together, they keep resetting him to zero. That is the real reason the first 10,000 is difficult. Evan is not only trying to save. He is trying to save while still absorbing every ordinary surprise with the same paycheck. At first, his goal is not 10,000. It is $100 that survives until the next payday. That sounds almost too small to matter. But the first 100 changes one decision. A small expense no longer has to land on a credit card. Then he reaches 500. Now a flat tire is frustrating, but it is not a financial crisis. The money does not make him rich. It buys him time to solve a problem without immediately creating another problem. This is the first important shift. Savings is not a score. It is stored time. Every dollar in the buffer is a small piece of a future paycheck that has already been protected. Evan makes the process boring on purpose. The day after every paycheck, a fixed amount moves to savings before he can negotiate with himself. Some months it is $50. When overtime appears, it may be $100. The exact amount changes. The order does not. He also stops asking whether a purchase is good or bad. Instead, he asks a smaller question: which goal will move backward if I buy this today? The question does not ban spending. It makes the trade-off visible. At $1,000, something subtle happens. Evan checks his bank balance less often. Not because he stopped caring, but because every small surprise no longer demands an immediate reaction. Then the car needs work again. The bill is $600. Evan feels the same disappointment he would have felt before. But this time, he pays the bill and does not add a new monthly payment. His balance falls, yet his system survives. This is where many people think they failed. They saved $1,000 and then spent $600. But the money did exactly what it was built to do. The repair did not erase the progress. The progress absorbed the repair. Evan rebuilds. The second thousand arrives faster than the first because the habit already exists. The transfer is automatic. The spending plan is familiar. He no longer needs a fresh burst of motivation every payday. At $3,000, his options begin to change. He can handle a larger insurance deductible. He can replace a failing appliance without financing it. He can wait for a better price instead of accepting the first expensive solution. At $5,000, the account begins to feel less like emergency money and more like a boundary. Evan is no longer standing directly at the edge of every paycheck. But $5,000 can create a new danger, the feeling that the money is available. A holiday, a newer car, or a larger apartment can suddenly look affordable. Evan protects the milestone by giving the money a job. Part is a true emergency fund. Part is reserved for known future costs. Only money beyond those jobs can move toward investing. This is also when he learns the difference between saving and investing. Money needed soon stays safe and accessible. Money for goals many years away can accept market risk. Mixing those jobs can turn a temporary market decline into a real-life emergency. Evan begins investing a small amount each month while continuing to build cash. The investment is intentionally simple and diversified. He is not trying to predict the next winner. He is trying to give long-term money enough time to work. Progress still does not move in a straight line. Some months the balance rises. Some months it pauses. A repair, a trip, or a family obligation pushes it backward. The useful question is not, did the number rise every month? It is, did the system recover without new expensive debt? Around $7,000, Evan notices another kind of return. He can say no to an unfair expense. He can leave a bad service provider. He can take a few days to compare a job offer instead of accepting from panic. That freedom does not appear on an investment chart. But it may be the most valuable return produced by the first 10,000. When the balance finally crosses 10,000, there is no dramatic music in real life. The phone screen changes by one digit. Evan is still the same person, in the same apartment, with the same ordinary problems. What changed is the distance between a problem and a disaster. A broken appliance is a repair. A difficult month is a difficult month. A job change is a decision, not automatically an emergency. And now the next 10,000 can be different. The first was built almost entirely by behavior, transfers, restraint, recovery, and time. The next can receive help from interest and investment growth, although returns are never guaranteed and markets can fall. The first 10,000 also teaches Evan which part of the system is real. Not the perfect spreadsheet. Not the motivational promise. The real system is the amount that leaves automatically, the spending limit he can actually live with, and the habit of rebuilding after life uses the money. If 10,000 feels impossibly far away, do not make it today's target. Protect the first 100. Then protect 500. Build 1,000, use it when a real emergency arrives, and build it again. The goal is not to stare at a number. The goal is to create enough distance that your next financial problem remains a problem and does not become a crisis. This video is for education and entertainment only. The amounts and scenarios are illustrative, investing involves risk, and this is not personal financial advice.